Bonjour, good day, good morning. Welcome back to Learn French with YD. Now, in today's class, I'm going to explain grade 10 Cbse syllabus, Le Discours Rapporté, which is a part of your second term syllabus. It's quite important for your board exam. So, I'm going to explain some of the topics in this. First of all, what is Discours Rapporté? Are you all aware what is Discours Rapporté in English? It's reported speech. So if you know the reported speech in English, it's more or less similar in French, and you can do a comparative study between the both, and you can really score full marks in this. So I'll also share some easy techniques of how to do this topic. Let's get started. Are you all excited to learn this? Okay. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Let's get started. Okay. So the learning objective, I've divided the lesson in 4 steps. Apprenez les règles pour mettre les phrases au discours indirect. That's the objective of today's video lesson. And you're going to change mettez les phrases au discours indirect. I'll give you some board questions which I have picked up, and you need to change them to indirect speech. So first step is retrouver les phrases. That is, I've just given you a starter activity just to ensure that you are learning with me. And in step 2, apprendre les règles pour mettre les phrases au discours indirect. So I'll explain. In step 2, I'll show you the rules, how to change them. Step 3, mettez les phrases données au discours indirect. Step 4 is your assessment. Okay? First, retrouver les phrases. It's just a brain buster activity. I've given you 3 simple sentences and you got to arrange them in the logical sequence. Okay. So in the first sentence, it's Il donnait le livre à son ami, and there's one more A. As usual, so first comes il, okay? Il a donné. So it's a past tense. The tense is passé composé. So here it's number 2. Il a donné le livre à son ami. That's the answer. Il a donné, which is number 3, le livre à son ami. It's quite simple, though the tense is in passé composé. So you need to rearrange it in the proper logical sequence. So here the sentence I have kept a full stop. So do you all know what type of sentence it is which ends with a full stop? Yes, you all are right. It's a declarative sentence. So il a donné le livre à son ami. He gave the book to his friend. Now, in the second one, nous finir le devoir de devant science. Again, it's quite simple. I've already given the subject pronoun in its place. So, nous comes in the first place. Nous devons. And you all know the rule that after the verb devoir, there is a possibility of having an infinitive verb. So, it's going to be finir. Nous devons finir le devoir, which is homework. In this case, it doesn't act as a verb, but it's acting as a noun. So, nous devons finir le devoir de science. Okay? We must finish the science homework. That's how you translate. And the last one, you already have a hint over here. There is an exclamatory, so the sentence is in l'impératif. L'impératif is nothing but giving orders, or it's used for conveying urgent messages. So, travailler dur pour, sorry, this is number 3, and pour réussir. That's it. Travailler dur pour réussir. It's work hard to succeed. Okay? I'm sure you have understood it. Now, let's move ahead to the next slide. Let me clear it before we move ahead. Just give me a moment. Yes, here we go. Okay. So, qu'est-ce que c'est le discours rapporté en français? As I already told you, it's something very similar to English. So, in this lesson, my objective is to cover two rules. Okay. I'll be explaining how to transform a declarative sentence to a reported speech, and also I'll explain how to transform an imperative sentence in reported speech in French. So, qu'est-ce que c'est le discours rapporté? It's nothing but you're reporting what someone else told. Comment peut-on mettre les phrases au discours indirect? So, how do we go about it? How do we change? As I told you, it's somewhat similar to English. Let us réfléchissez-vous avec ces questions. So, you need to think with these questions, and let's move ahead. Now, as I told you, I'll be explaining. There are three different types. La phrase déclarative, that is, you're reporting declarative sentences. La phrase impérative, in which you will be reporting imperative sentences or orders. La phrase interrogative, it's like quite in detail. It's pretty lengthy one where you're reporting questions. So in today's lesson, we'll cover the first two. That is reporting phrase declarative and reporting la phrase imperative. In the next video lesson, I'll be covering la phrase interrogative. Next. So I have two characters. All of you are very familiar with asterisks and obliques, who are most popular French characters, cartoon characters. So, apprenez avec nous, pratiquez avec nous. Now, they both are going to show us the rules and they are going to lead the lesson in explaining the rules. Voila. First rule, here we go. Type 1, phrase déclarative. Now, look at the example. Asterix dit à Obélix, j'ai faim. Obélix dit à Asterix, tu peux manger. So, what did Asterix told to Obli? He said, j'ai faim. Now, in French, it's Obli, X is silent. So, j'ai faim means what? He is hungry. Then Obli dit à Asterix, tu peux manger, you can eat. Vous devez introduire un mot. C'est quel mot? Here, you must introduce one word. Which word it is? How will you make this sentence into a reported one? It's quite simple. See here? The rule is yes. If any of you guessed it, it's right. So you need to introduce the word que. Asterisk dit à Obli qu'il a faim. What did we do here? I'm reporting what Asterisk told to Obelix, that he was hungry. So first thing, I introduced que, and I've also changed the subject pronoun. In the question, it was j'ai faim. In the answer, I have made it to il a faim. Now, the next example. Obélix dit à Astérix qu'il peut manger. Obélix told to Asterix that he can eat. So here also it's the same thing. You need to be very careful while doing this, because here Asterix is telling Obélix. Both are third person, and that's why we made it to third person. Obélix dit à Asterix is again third person. So you will introduce the conjunction que, and then you're changing the subject pronoun from first person to third person. That's the simple logic, but you have to do it really careful. Observez la différence. Nous devons introduire que. Nous devons modifier le sujet au troisième personne. So you're modifying, you're introducing que, which is a conjunction, and you're also modifying the subject to the third person. Okay? So that's the first rule. Whenever you're changing la phrase déclarative, whenever you're changing declarative sentence to an indirect speech, you will introduce que and you'll also modify the subject to the third person. If it's in the first person, you're going to take it to the third person. Pratiquer. So here I've lifted some Both questions, one is lifted from March 2020 paper, the other one is from 2019 sample question paper. You all can try it and comment your answers on the comment section. So I will know whether you have got it right or no. Okay. You need to be very careful while doing the second question. Here you have a pronounced subject me. Il me dit, which means he told me. Je vais écouter ton discours. I will listen to your discourse. So give it a little bit of thinking while you answer it because it's a higher order thinking question. Otherwise, you could go wrong. Yes. Ils déclarent qu'ils n'habiteront plus en France. So they declared that they will not live anymore in France. Il me dit qu'il va écouter mon discours. So the question is, he told me that he will listen to my discourse. In the question, it was given ton. So you're bringing it to mon. I hope it makes sense. They told me that he will listen to my discourse. But in the question, it was ton. So you need to modify the adjective possessive as per the third person. Valérie dit qu'elle aime sortir avec ses amis. Valerie said that she likes to go out with her friends. Now, we are done with the first rule, and I hope you all have understood how to change la phrase déclarative. You're going to utilize the conjunction que for changing declarative sentence to indirect. Okay, so give a self evaluation and don't forget to learn, like, and subscribe. Merci, bonjour, au revoir. See you all in the next lesson. I'll be explaining the rule number 2. Bye bye until that.